What is going on, everybody? This is Yes, I Read That, and today I am reviewing Time of Contempt by Andrzej Sapkowski. Time of Contempt is the fourth Witcher book overall. It is the second novel in the Witcher novel series, so I'm pretty pumped because it's another continuous storyline, and I have to say this book is a lot better than Blood of Elves in my opinion. If you're unfamiliar with the Witcher series, make sure to watch my The Last Wish book review because that book is still the best Witcher book and it introduces the whole character. Also, this video will contain some spoilers for Blood of Elves, I think, just because this is the sequel to the book. Yeah. Overall, the political intrigue just turns up a notch in this book, and I'm just gonna get right into the story and then talk about my likes and dislikes later. So the focus of the story really shifts away in the beginning from Geralt to Yennefer and Ciri. And Yennefer and Ciri were in the temple in the last book, and in this book they start traveling because Yennefer intends to enroll Ciri into this magical school, Aretuza, where there are other mages teaching her. And she starts instructing Ciri with some magic. On their way, they meet other important mages, like for example Tisaya de Vries, who we already know from book 1 of the novels. And eventually Ciri realizes though that in the school she will be trapped, she won't be able to get out. So Ciri runs away and tries to find Geralt. And on the way to find him, she encounters the spectral horses and spectral people of the Wild Hunt, who ask her to join them, but she refuses and she gets saved by Yennefer in the end. But she still managed to meet Geralt, so in the end she still managed to reunite Geralt and Yennefer, and they at least have to talk to each other again. But still she saw the Wild Hunt, which is always a sign that a war is coming. And Geralt and Yennefer decide that they will both go to the island of Thanedd, where a council of mages will be held, I guess. Now this council of mages is where it all really changes, and honestly, from there on the book just becomes very good. And political intrigue turns up a notch. We meet a lot of new mages and characters, and it just starts going down from here. Everything that was set up from the first book on, it's now being executed, and I really enjoyed it. So I will definitely have to talk a bit about this after I give my score, because I don't want to spoil you if you haven't read the book, but yeah, I want to talk about this later. For example, in this meeting, Geralt also meets Vilgefortz, this mage who was always looking for him and who's apparently super talented and super strong. And yeah, he's a very interesting character. So let's talk about my likes and dislikes. I really enjoyed that this book brought back some more action, and not only by Geralt, but also by Ciri and Yennefer. And really, it's a lot more action-packed than the first book, which is really good and really needed. Like the previous books, I enjoyed Ciri's character. She is pretty awesome in my opinion, and I really like where the story made her go, and that she was kind of pushed around because of the interests of other people. This book is also much more political. We have other plot lines, like we get to meet the Nilfgaardian Emperor, and we have a lot of new characters, as I said before, which is always something that I can enjoy, and all this world building we had is really cool. The sorcerer meeting in Thanedd and everything afterwards is just great. I'm not gonna spoil the book right now because yeah, that will kind of ruin it if you want to read it, but I enjoyed it a lot more than Blood of Elves, and it's just a really good book. Something that I also found pretty interesting is that Geralt and his neutrality is a pretty central theme in the book, I guess. He always tries to stay neutral in all of the human conflicts and in all of the wars and intrigues. He always tries to take no position, but in this book he just really gets forced to or bitten by not trying to be a player, and I think that's really cool. My dislikes are mainly that the Geralt from The Last Wish is still missing. There isn't really a lot of monster slaying, and there aren't a lot of very unique characters that we meet, and it's a whole different series. It's interesting, but it's just so different. I guess I want some more of The Last Wish, but at this point I kind of know that I'm not gonna get it. So it's a bit sad, but that's just what it is. My overall score for the book would be an 8 out of 10 because I really think it's a very good book. But, you know, on the other hand, I kind of miss like Geralt of the Last Wish and that humor, that vibrant world, the characters and the action. But yeah, I think maybe the last book can deliver some of that because I have a feeling that it's going to be very good and very action-packed. So now let's talk spoilers a bit. If you haven't read the book, then I wouldn't continue watching. Just turn off the video and come back later. So first of all, thanedd. I love the whole brawl where all of these mages and they all had their own sides, their own agenda, all belonging to some other king and trying to spy for someone else, pushing their point. And it just ends up in this huge conflict with Scoia'tael and a magic portal, and you know the magic protection gets disabled so everybody can have a real fight, and it's just Geralt being in the middle of it. I don't know, it was really cool to see that, even though Geralt lost to Vilgefortz. But yeah, I'm not sure, it was really cool. So after that, Geralt recovers in Brokilon, this forest that we also know from the last books, where he is with the Dryads, and Dandelion comes to visit him. I thought that was pretty cool, like getting to know about what's going on in the world through Dandelion and getting to know that there's a war now, a full-out war between Nilfgaard and the kings, and that some of the kings decided to side with Nilfgaard already. So really interesting, really interesting. And that Ciri has gone missing is also super interesting. In this whole brawl at thanedd, Ciri decides to escape through a portal, and this just dumps her somewhere in a desert, and she only survives with sheer luck and the help of a unicorn. And eventually she was captured by some Nilfgaardian soldiers or hunters or trappers, and these trappers bring her to a village where she eventually escapes with the help of a gang of bandits, and she ends up joining those bandits. So I'm really curious, like the end, I don't know, it's this gang of, I don't know, thieves or bandits or whatever they do, we don't really know. I think that could be pretty interesting in the next book, but yeah, we'll see. Also, we don't really know where Yennefer is, I think, because she hasn't appeared after the whole brawl at all. So yeah, pretty interesting cliffhangers here in this book. I'm definitely going to continue reading the third book, Baptism of Fire, and yeah, I'm pretty pumped. As I said, the book was really good. I loved all the action. I loved that we had like this split up storyline now, that Geralt and Ciri were split, that Yennefer is split as well now, that she isn't part of the group anymore. But on the other hand, I also really enjoyed the dynamic we had between Yennefer and Geralt and Ciri. It's really unique, and yeah, it's just a really good book, honestly. So yeah, that concludes my review, finally. If you read the book, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. If you liked the video, make sure to drop a like, maybe sub to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye!